Hello, hello. I'm sorry you got to look at my dashboard. One of these days, I'm going to get the nerve to look at the camera. But, I just, because I just look like a regular, I don't wear makeup. I don't do much with myself, So it's like, I don't really care about who sees me. I'm beyond all of that crap right there. But I just don't, I still like to, I want to look somewhat, especially when you see me for the first time. And it's like, I never I never do much, because I don't go anywhere. But anyway, it's been a while since I've been on. It's because I have been dealing with things in myself, but it's been a lot of stuff that's been going on since 2020, 2021, still going on. 2021 and 2022. And a lot of deep, dark stuff, okay? And I don't really want to get into the details because I just don't want to, I don't want to get too much in the details, okay? But it's what I said. If anybody can remember this, me speaking before, it's what I said my family did to me a long time ago, okay? They were into dark, esoteric things. And I still continue to deal with, you know what, it ain't just me. And I don't look at YouTube a lot, but I'm seeing this has become pretty popular these days. That's a bad thing. I just want people to know that. That is a bad thing because you are expanding, not you. When I say you, I ain't talking about people listening. That's a general comment, okay? When people do that, they want to just delve into darkness too much to do something to somebody else that's not doing something to them. Or maybe they want to hurt them in some kind of way. Now, if you need to defend yourself, because let me tell you something, and I'm going to get to the point too. I'm going to tell you something, because that's not even what this was about, but I kind of went here. I'm not against an entity that might be considered dark. And when I say dark, I mean the way darkness is used today. I'm not talking about the womb or anything like that. I'm not talking about cosmic mother. I'm talking about the way darkness is used to describe a lot of people who do dark things, okay? And I'm not against it completely, okay? Because you have some people and some entities that's like, as long as you ain't trying to touch nothing that's mine, I'm okay with you. And you might have some of them that might be on your side. So I'm not into really putting that down. Now, I do have something against those that are bullies. I have something against those that are bullies. I don't want to call it strong emotions because I'm learning to let's not really have emotions towards this stuff anymore, okay? It'll cause me to be out of balance. I'm at a level of acceptance with some of the wickedness that's in people that's so deep that they're reprobate. I'll come to a level of acceptance with that. I'm not going to have any more emotions about it. I'm not going to have any more emotions about deep, evil entities. And let me tell you, it's been something. But I'm not even going to have emotions when it comes to them because it comes to, now, don't mean that you don't do nothing about it. Okay? But it means that they're not going to change. That's what it means. They're not going to change. And so you accept the truth for what it is. You accept that particular reality, that particular part of whatever you're dealing with for what it is. But that don't mean that you don't make steps and make certain decisions, but you just come to a level of acceptance instead of thinking that because you might not be like that everyone else is just not supposed to be like that. No, some people kill for fun. They bully and they kill for fun. And they will suggest that because you're not like them, that you're all light. But the thing about people like that I have learned is that when somebody come along and do that same thing to them, they turn into love and light. Why is that? Why is it that you can bully, you can pick on people because you some kind of high priestess or you some kind of high priest, and you are skilled in magic or whatever, So you get to bully whoever you want to take from whoever you want to. If you want money, whatever you want, you get to bully because you consider yourself dark, right? So you got the right to do that according to you. Now this is just, I'm not talking about nobody in particular now, because a lot of people do this. So it's nobody in particular. But according to them, they're dark and, oh, that's how it is. Because it is in the underworld, okay? That's just how it is. Okay, well, you need to say that when you need to say that when somebody's stronger than your behind decide to come mess with you like that, and your family, and your children, and your animals, and the ones you love. When that come about and somebody much stronger and knowledgeable than you come along and decide to F you up like that, you need to have that same energy, okay? But I noticed these big dark bullies though, because a bully operates in fear. Let me tell you something. I know the difference between people who could be considered dark, but as long as you don't mess with them, they ain't messing with you. They don't turn into love and light. You mess with them, they'll take you out, but they don't turn into this love and light and trying to have all these morals. But these bullies, I noticed. These bullies. And this is not even what I was going to talk about. Well, doggone it. Maybe somebody needs to hear it. These bullies. And oh yes, you can get a handle on the bullies without knowing the stuff that they do, because they do the stuff they do because they make certain deals and have certain contracts with certain entities. And guess what? They'll never be free. They're never going to rise in consciousness. They're never going to ascend. Why? Because them same entities that they got these deals with, they're not going to let them rise any farther above than they are. And I'm going to go back to that, but I'm going to try to remember. But I'm going to say, these bullies, when you do that, when somebody turn around that's stronger than they are, decide to do something to them like that, or worse, why do they become love and light all of a sudden? Why is that? Why do they become love and light? What happened? Now you're all righteous. What happened? Because bullies mostly operate in fear. I don't care how much of magic they know. I hate, I despise a person who is a master magician, supposedly a master. And it does happen. Trust me. You ask any African, you ask anybody who know this. There's a lot of skillful masters, magicians that do some dirty stuff to innocent people. They're bullies. They're bullies. And bullies operate in fear because you do that shit to them. Excuse me, but I know you heard a curse word before. You do that shit to them, they're going to become love and light. They're going to become righteous. They're going to become all about these morals because they operate in fear. A person who is truly dark, who is really, really about that life, first of all, don't care about bullying you. And if they do want to take your land and your world and stuff, it's just because it's who they are. And so if you want your stuff back, you're going to have to fight them for it, because that's how they freaking operate. They operate on wars and stuff. Like, I mean, we've seen this throughout history. They operate on wars. You're going to have to fight them. They like fighting. We've seen them in the military. We've seen them in the Marines. We've seen them. They'll fight you. You fight them. They fight. They ain't about all these morals and righteous. You come back and try to mess them up, they gonna fight you to stop you from trying to come at them. But it's the same energy they always had. They're not gonna try to become all love and light all of a sudden. They're not gonna do that. They just gonna fight you back. But these bullies I'm talking about, though, they seem to want to be righteous when it comes to somebody else bringing that same mess on them that they've done to other people. They suddenly become righteous. Okay, but off of that, now I want to goodness, but yeah, now this is what I want to get into, because I meant to get into this, and excuse me for staying on that for a little while, but I guess I was supposed to. Now I want to talk about something about what I've learned with this experience. And what I've learned with this experience, and especially during this time right now, and I haven't been watching a whole lot of YouTube. I've been looking at YouTube, but it's been mostly 98% educational. Okay? Because at this point, I don't need to look at any more garbage. I am aware of the latest thing that went on, though. I'm aware. But a lot of people are making videos about this. And you know what's funny? They're going to make this person a celebrity. I won't be surprised if this person end up on a reality show and they end up with a role in a movie. Unless this person is blackballed, and I know you know who I'm talking about. Unless this person is blackballed because they mess with a major artist, unless they are blackballed like what happened to Monique or something, this person, because of all this stuff that unfolded, all this drama, that I only looked at one person, right, discuss this, and it's because he is an attorney, and I wanted to hear what he had to say. I don't watch his channel much either. I'm not subscribed to him. I don't know if I am or not, because I don't really know much about celebrities since I'm not listening to radio. I don't watch TV. And so I don't know who they are anymore. And so I don't look at a lot of channels. But I did see that. And I listened to that one person, that was it. Because he was going in. But he had some education along with that too. And that to me was more on a higher vibration. When, yeah, you went in. I know you did. But he has some learning lessons in there too, because he has been an attorney for 20 years. And so then that lifted up the frequency when people learn, right? That's why I was able to tune into him. All the rest of the channels, I don't want to hear about it, because it's just more, it's along the lines of gossip. And that's going to bring me down, and I'm already dealing with stuff. And I don't need to just be indulging in gossip, because if you're already dealing with something, don't indulge. My opinion. If you are really dealing with some serious stuff, okay, it's best not to indulge in that kind of stuff, because it lowers your vibration. Okay. Now, like he went in and he said some things, but then he brought it back and balanced it out with a lot of educational stuff. Okay, well, that kind of evens it out. That balance, but it's just dark. It's just low vibrational. Just going in on a person because you don't like them as a blogger, and just all this. It's very low vibrational. And that is not good. If you are going through something, it's best not to get into that, okay? And so I'm going to put in my title, this is just various topics, because I've just been away for so long. And honestly, I don't know when I'm going to make do an upload after this, because I made certain decisions about what needs to come, okay? What needs to come. And so I don't know if I'm going to say anything after this, because decisions need to be made. And it's not necessarily about moving. I'm talking about something different. Okay? And it's not hurting anybody. It's more about the physical world, and what do you want to choose to hold on to? What do you want to choose to be attached to? Physical world, or do you feel like there are so many aspects and so many possibilities? Do you feel like it's more possibilities than just one little reality and one physical world, or just whatever? So that's along the lines that I'm talking about right there. Not hurting nobody and not moving to a different location and all that stuff. But if it's meant to happen, like go to a different location, that's fine. But when I do things like that, I get a deep push to go. So I know I'm supposed to go. I don't just get up and go like that, because if you're running from something and your spirit person, your inner person didn't tell you to go there, there's some crap gonna pop off over there because you were not told to do it. Unless you just want to go on vacation, that's different. But to do it just so you can run, but your inner self never told you to do it, you probably would have been better off in the United States of America, because there's going to be some more crazy stuff going to happen over there that wouldn't have happened if you stay over here. But anyway, so what I'm saying is that, getting back to what I was saying, most of the stuff that I have seeing has been more educational for me because I need education. And I was saying that, don't get me wrong, I know about something that's happening right now, but I'm not indulging too deep in it, you know? And I say that to say that especially during this time right now, I mean, it needed to be done during 2021, but in 2022, there's no time left. I think we're all out of time. I think we are all out of time. Okay? And there is no more room to just take in a bunch of stuff that is not beneficial to you or to me. Okay? To you, to me, there is no more time left. There's no more room left. You know why? Because I am aware that we are in a time loop. We are behind. We need to catch up with the real time. Now, shout out, I'm gonna give this person credit for saying this, even though I knew we were in a time loop, because I was seeing that last year. I've been seeing that. I've been getting signs on that a whole lot. Time loop, time loop, time loop. But this person explained it so good, and it's not, I don't know what personal feelings anybody might have about them, because like I say, I don't know these people that well. I just might look at a video they make and I think it's educational and I watch it. But shout out to Bro Sanchez. He did, I want to say it's The Matrix Resurrected. If anybody's interested in looking at this video by him, it's called The Matrix. He did a little recap, a review, a small review, because he saw it when it just came out. So he didn't give everything away, but he just did a small review of what he thought of the movie without saying everything that happened, okay? But what he did do was talk about the time loop. And if anybody is familiar with Bro Sanchez, he goes into great detail in research. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't research for yourself and you should believe everything that comes out of somebody's mouth. But it's worth opening your mind, even if you don't believe what he say. Open your mind enough to question it, enough to do research yourself, you know? So, he talked about the time loop. But what he said was something I was already aware of, because I was seeing this last year. I said, time loop. This happened before. When COVID started in 2020, 2021, that's when I started thinking about the time loop a lot. And I started seeing like the signs of a time loop. Other than deja vu, I was seeing other signs. And I was like, this has happened before. COVID. This has happened before. This has happened before. When people say history repeats itself, it should not. It repeats itself because we're in a time loop. History should not repeat itself. That's not a good thing. Okay? And so, according to him, we were probably 3 years behind. So our real self, our true self, is somewhere 3 years possibly in the future. And our consciousness needs to catch up with that, or else you'll get caught in another time loop. Okay? And if you keep getting caught in time loops, you're going to keep going down into underworlds and underworlds and underworlds and underworlds. Okay? And so that is one major reason why I said this is not the greatest time to indulge in stuff that does not benefit you. You know, I understand, a break every now and then, because you have what's called an ego. A lot of people are not, especially if you're caught in a time loop. I'm going to say most people who are caught in the time loop right now are not in their higher minds. They are not in their spirit person. They're not in their higher selves. I don't want to call it higher self. They're not in their higher minds. Because if you were, you would not be caught in a time loop. I'm just saying. And I'm here too. So I'm not criticizing nobody if I'm here talking about the same thing. I'm not saying that to criticize. At this point, it's best to be honest with yourself. It's best to be honest with yourself. If you're caught in a time loop, it's because you're deeper in the ego than your higher mind, okay? Because the way ego has been described, the aspects of ego that people use a lot is stuff like pride and stuff like anger, and they describe it according to certain attributes, but the ego is just